Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. So I have a fun video for us tonight. I've got a SEPA number 5000 Dimple Lock that we're going to be picking open. So let's go and get started. Now the SEPA 5000 is a really fun dimple lock. It is a green belt level lock on the Lockpickers United Belt System, and actually I should say it's a former green belt, because the Lockpickers United Belt System looks like that they are going through and adjusting the colors of their belts. They're now making all of their belts shades of pink, which I think is absolutely awesome. I don't know if it's an April Fool's thing or if this is going to be a permanent or semi-permanent thing, but I guess currently right now this is a rose pink level belt on the Lockpickers United Belt System. And what makes this lock really fun is it actually has 3 rows of pins in it. So if we take a look at our key here, what we've got is we've got, you can see 5 pin slots here. And it's cut on both sides, but also on the edge of the key you'll notice a couple of cuts on that as well. So what we've got is we've got pins located on the left and the right, and then also the top of the keyway here. And so it makes it a little bit more challenging to pick, because now we've got to pick in multiple directions. And this is a solid brass padlock, so we can't gut it, but there are some images on the Lockpickers United Belt System here, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. And if we go ahead and scroll down into some of our images here, here is a really nice breakaway for this lock here. So we can see we've got 5 pins on one side, and then we've got 2 pins on the other, and then here are the pins that go on the bottom. And I've seen, or I've heard other lockpickers mention that the pins that go on the bottom, so these 2 small pins here, are more passive pins. You don't really need to pick them. And that you really just need to kind of focus on the left and the right here. And that's my experience with picking this lock open as well. I didn't even really notice the bottom pins. I just had to focus on the left and the right. But what makes this even more fun to kind of pick is the shape of our key pins here. That does play a little bit with the false set that you get, and I noticed that, you know, I do actually kind of get a false set a little bit in one point. And it just really adds to that feedback and makes it a little bit more fun to pick and all of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw this in the vise and see what it takes to pick this guy open here. So let's go ahead and just demonstrate that our lock is working. And let me grab our vise. And to pick this open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to orient kind of the top of the keyway down. So I want the those top pins facing downward here. And I'm going to throw it in my vise like this. I just find that this makes it a lot easier to pick. Because what I use is I use my Lock Tools Hooligan pry bar. This is the 2mm pry bar, and I actually really love the fact that Lock Tools has a 2mm pry bar, because for locks like these and dimple locks and all that, this guy has been very, very useful. It is the perfect width for this lock, and what I'll do is I'll tension off the top of the keyway or right in the middle of the lock here. And then I'll use my bone dimple pick from Bare Bones Tools. This comes from their bone casket set. And I'm using the flat flag one. So I think this is the medium flat flag. And I just find that this pick here is perfect for the SEPA here. So let's go ahead and transfer over to my other mic here and see how long it takes me to get this guy open. Alright, so going to start in the front here, and we'll work both sides. Okay, work our way back, and then come back up front. Alright, got a little movement there. Well, I focus more on the right side first, because that's where all the pins are. Got a nice click on that one. I think that was pin 5. Nope, that was pin 4. Alright, there's pin 5. Alright, let's go back to the front here. Try the left side here. Alright, go through the right again. Alright, and there we go. Alright, so the other thing I find when I'm picking this lock is that when I do actually get open and you're twisting it, when you get about here, it's going to actually kind of stop and you'll get a lot of resistance. So when I did that initially, I kind of thought, oh crap, I did something wrong. And it's just a tight twist and all that. Because you feel the same thing when you go with the key here. You'll kind of get to that point there, it won't open, and you just got to do an extra little twist just to kind of get that through and all that. So overall, it's a fun lock. I really want to kind of get more into dimple picks because I do have a red belt here that I want to get to. This is Kaba, and this actually has 4 rows of dimple pins in it. And so this is kind of like my ultimate goal to get to at some point and all that. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. As always, do feel free to like and comment on my videos and subscribe to my channel. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I will see you all later.